Yo guys, Mini Isaac B1471 here checking in.
Yo guys, Daddy Simon B1471 checking in. Yo, what is happening, ladies and gentlemen? So, a lot of people have been asking me to do a Battlefield 6 video. Now, the intro at the beginning, my son wanted to do his intro, which I told him basically to say the exact same as me. So, yeah, he said, Dad, let me be your intro. I'm like, okay then. And he's like, do you want to play Roblox, Dad, on your video? I'm like, no, I'm all right, mate. So, yeah, welcome back, everybody. I know this has been a long-awaited video, but I don't really think there's much to add on Battlefield 6 and my thoughts, feelings towards it. I know there's been a lot of stuff coming out, leaks, which, for some reason, guys, all these leaks, they kind of never get took down by EA. So basically, guys, it's EA, like usual, trying to mind melt you into thinking that, oh, guys, we've got another leak about Battlefield 6. How interesting. No, it's just the way EA and basically Vince Zampella does this kind of stuff now. It's the go-to kind of hype train that, oh, we're going to leak bits and pieces. So, again, it's not leaked information. They're lying to you from the beginning, guys. So, I do not watch every single update video on the internet when it comes to Battlefield 6 because there's videos pretty much every day from various different creators. I don't keep up to date with absolutely everything. Sometimes I do hear things, but ultimately, guys, my thoughts upon Battlefield 6 haven't really changed that much. I know we've seen gameplay of Firestorm and Merak Valley, which is nice, but then there's people coming out saying Merak Valley's boring. There's people coming out saying Firestorm's boring. And that's the problem, you see. You've got a lot of Call of Duty players who are pre-ordering Battlefield 6, even though you should never pre-order a video game, let alone Battlefield. A lot of Call of Duty players now are interested in this game just because of the sheer decline of a once great video game. So now that they've promoted Battlefield 6 as what it is, you know, again, the beta maps was there for a reason. They wanted small clusterfuck maps to attract Call of Duty players. That's essentially what they were doing, guys. It's clear as day. If you think differently, I'm sorry, but you're probably slightly retarded. It's quite obvious that they want the Call of Duty players. I get why they're doing that. You know, there's a lot more Call of Duty players out there than Battlefield players. Battlefield has never been as popular as Call of Duty, but ultimately, the reason why I play Battlefield is for a Battlefield game. I play as infantry 95% of the time. However, I want all-out warfare to have everything. Jets, helicopters, little birds, you know, all the anti-aircraft stuff, all the stuff to get you from point A to point B on the map. So vehicles, regardless of what vehicle it is, you know, Battlefields over the years, you've had several different types of vehicles, maybe from a motorbike all the way up to a multi-personnel vehicle, you know, and everything in between. And ultimately, the beta like that. Now, the only people who's had access to Merak Valley and Firestorm are shill content creators. Again, I know people go, oh, well, they just like the game. No, they're shills, guys. They get preferential treatment. Therefore, they've got a close working relationship, which they do not make crystal clear, which hence is the definition of a shill. So anything you hear from those content creators, regardless of how much you like them or dislike them, you've got to take with a pinch of salt, guys. Again, the game, Battlefield 6, from a gameplay point of view, it's not terrible, but the game is not Battlefield, it's Call of Duty, and I'll sing this same line until the cows go home, ladies and gentlemen. Battlefield should be Battlefield, and Battlefield should not even be trying to be Call of Duty, but ultimately, that's what they're doing, because, again, it makes more financial sense. But from my own selfish point of view, I want Battlefield to be classic Battlefield. I don't want to have, you know, open classes. I don't want to have, you know, skill-based matchmaking in the game. I want a Battlefield game to have a server browser, but even more so, I want community servers. Like, a lot of people aren't talking about this. You can be sure, guys, when Battlefield 6 gets released, there's going to be 1,000 million billion cheaters in the game, even though they've got TMP 2.0 kernel level anti-cheat software, but for some reason the kernel level anti-cheat software doesn't actually boot up when your system boots up, so you can inject all your cheats before you even double click on the Battlefield 6 icon, and then, you know, the anti-kernel level, whatever it's called, don't even recognize you cheating. So I don't even know why they've got that. A lot of people are disappointed that they've got that, but ultimately, how the hell can you combat cheating? And this is my point here. Some of my best days playing video game has been on community servers, may it be Battlefield or whatever other video game you're talking about. I've met friends from community servers, and community servers in this day and age, with the admin tools they have available, I would prefer to play in one of those. I'd prefer to pay £5 a month to play in a community server who's got active moderation team, so that if somebody comes on and just starts, popping heads all the time, or, people are suspicious that this person's cheating, the community moderation team would look at it and they'd sort it out. That's one of the biggest things missing from Battlefield for a long time now. When did they last have community servers? Was the community service in Battlefield 5? Let me know, but I know for a fact they were in Battlefield 4. Didn't really play much Battlefield 5. So, again, let me know in the comments, guys, if there was actually in Battlefield 5. So, yeah, ultimately, guys, my thoughts haven't really changed. Again, a lot of people think I hate the game. I don't hate it. It's just not Battlefield. Obviously, people look at my provocative titles. They don't watch the video, and then they make an assumption based on the title, which I get that. It's Call of Duty. It's clickbait. It's how, YouTube works now. It's the way how to get views on the platform, unfortunately. You can't blame the player. You've got to blame the game. YouTube wants it to be like that. If you don't put a provocative title, you're not going to get anywhere unless you're already a well-established content creator. And when I mean well-established, I mean in excess of 1 million subscribers. Even though subscribers don't really mean that much now, compared to what they did, in the good old YouTube days. What YouTube wants now is you to continue making the same exact content, get you in that recommended system on YouTube, which, again, guys, I made a video. What was it? Battlefield sucks. Well, Battlefield 6 sucks, whatever it was called, some provocative title. That is my 4th watched video of all time on my channel. I've done over 1,000 videos. And that was because I was doing what you need to do on YouTube, being provocative, hammering the Battlefield 6 videos. I did a Battlefield 6 sucks type of video every single day for 2 weeks, and one of those videos ended up becoming my 4th watched video, with around about 80,000 views on that video now. So I was just doing that to prove a point to people, because then I can go back to it and say, look, guys, this is how YouTube wants you to do this. YouTube wants me to be, a kind of a bitch, on the platform, complaining, moaning about everything. So I was just kind of doing a bit of an experiment. Look, if I wanted to do YouTube the way to get views, I can do that. I know how to do it, but I don't really want to do it because it doesn't make me happy. Like I've said in previous videos where I've not been talking about Battlefield, I actually spend more time now day trading on the stock market, and I make more money day trading than what I would, taking, I don't know, an hour to do a video like the one I've done today. So for me, YouTube is a hobby, it's a pastime, but ultimately I want to make a bit of side money, like a side hustle, whatever you want to call it. So ultimately that's why there's not been as many videos, guys. Or that's why on YouTube I've just been uploading whatever the hell I feel like, instead of obviously doing it purely for views, which if I was doing that, I'd make a video every single day, shit talking about Battlefield 6, or shit talking about any other half-decent video game. So yeah, that's my update on Battlefield 6. Again, I'm hoping that they bring browsers back into the... server browser into the game, because then it's going to mitigate some of the effect of skill-based matchmaking. Again, there'll be team balancing in there, but I don't really despise that as much as I do, SBMM, even though I think, there should be no matchmaking system other than matching you basically with the people closest to you for the best gameplay experience. But again, with server browser, you can kind of do that. You look at the MS on the ping on the server, and you go in whichever one you like. So I know people are going to come out and say, well, there's, on Portal they have that, but it's not the same. It's not really the same. But the biggest thing, what I think's missing from Battlefield, apart from obviously having Battlefield-style maps, as in large maps, which I know Merak Valley is going to be a big map. I know Firestorm's a decent-sized map. But ultimately, guys, this game, post-release, it needs to push out some really, really large maps. But my fears are here that, again, I've heard good things about the Battle Royale mode. I've actually heard, and correct me if I'm wrong, that if you go into the circle, if you go outside the circle as it's closing in, you are instantly dead. And I think that puts a lot more pressure on people that, wow, you cannot get caught out of the circle. That really excites me. It interests me. Again, I'm probably a bit fatigued when it comes to Battle Royale games, if I'm being honest. But a new Battle Royale game coming out from a AAA studio, I'd expect it to be pretty good on day one. However, we know what AAA studios turned into now. They're just political, well, it's just a political cesspit now. Instead of hiring the best people for the job, they don't really do that anymore. They hire who's going to fit in with, their given political beliefs. But anyway, I'm not going to get too much into that. So yeah, let me know what you think, guys, regarding Battlefield 6. What's the best news you've heard regarding Battlefield 6? Let me know in the comment section. So again, thank you everybody for your support. Thank you, a big thank you as well to everybody who's a member of the channel. I really appreciate you supporting me financially. It means a lot. But thanks for watching, guys. Until next time, goodbye for now, my friends.